Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Fruit Market, Node.js, Backends and App API inside. Today need to develop this here the item details API. Need to develop here. Now we need to write down here app dot need to write down here app dot post, and we need to create here the API slash admin slash, and to give this here the name items underscore details, and we need to set this here the request response and callback functions. And now we need to write down here the helper dot delogs and to print this here the request dot body, and to save this here the request object inside this request body. This variable is inside the set this here the value. Now we need to check this here the access tokens. We need to pass this here the request dot headers, and then after to give this here the response objects. If here the this validates, then you need to get this here this access tokens user objects need to return here. If not valid, then to server automatically give this here the response, and to terminate this here the API calls, and to give this response inside the unauthorized access, we need to return like this value and to give this here. And now we need to give this here the admin access this API. That's why I need to give this here the only admin access authority need to given this years. Now we need this here the check parameters, because we need to specific ID against need to get this here this item details. That's why I need to create check this here the helpers dot check parameter valids. Need to give this here the response objects, then after request objects, and we need to give this here the value. We need to pass here the items underscore id. We need to pass here for these parameters. If here the found this body inside this key, then to continue this here the API calls. Now I need to first of all the identify here these items. We need to get this related to nutrition's value, price value, and items information. So need to get here for this API. Now we need to write down here the db dot query like here, and we need to write down here the query inside. First of all, we need to open this here the database, and we need to open this here the tables. Now we need to select this here the prod item details tables, and to go inside the SQLs, and to select query, we need to copy here like here, and to paste this here this query. Now to not copy, and we need to paste this here, and we need to set this here the informations. Need to give this here the items underscore id is equal to question mark, and status equal to not equal to 2, means here the not deleted. This we need to get this here the records, and now need to pass this here the request object dots. Need to get here the item id. Need to get here. Then after need to get this here the this query, you need to returning this here the errors and results. Two parameters callbacks need to returning here. Now need to check here if gets any errors inside these functions, then to write down here the helper dot throw HTML errors, and to write down here the errors and response, and to return this here. Now we need to check here result, and check here the zero index, because we need to pass this here the multiple query. We need to create here. Now we need to set here the nutrition list. We need to also get this query inside. Need to another query, you need to write down here for the nutrition list specific this id. You need to find out here. Now need to open against the database and select this here the nutrition tables. Need to select here nutrition details, and to go inside the SQL select query, and we need to copy this where conditions here, and we need to paste this here. And we need to also need to give this here the same conditions need to put here like here, and same as we need to create here the another's for the we need to getting this here the price list. We need to get here again. We need to open this here the structures, go inside here database structures here, and we need to select this here the price details tables, and we need to select query, also need to find out here, and copy this here these where conditions, and we need to set this here like this data. And make sure so need to given this here the items also need to bind with here the another's inner joins. We need to bind pd, and we need to give this here the inner join, and we need to give this here the unit detail tables need to bind here. So we need to give this here the unit related value. We need to also bind here, and on methods we need to give this here the ud dot unit underscore id equal to, we need to check this here the pd dot unit underscore id. Like we need to set these conditions and check this here. Every place we need to given like this value, we need to put here for the price id. Like here item id also need to like this, we need to copy and paste every place this column like here, and set this here the status created date and modify dates like this. We need to put here and inner joins inside. We need to give this here the another columns. We need to give this here unit names. Also need to check this here the tables. Go inside here and to go your unit tables. We need to find out here and to get this here the unit names and unit value. Need to identify here. Give this here like this. We need to put here and ud dot. So need to give this here the unit value. Also need to providing here like this, and we need to set this here the where conditions. We need to apply this here the pd dot slash. We need to give this here the item underscore id, and to set here the question mark, and to give this here the value. And conditions we need to also need to apply this here the not deleted like this. We need to set here and not deleted for pd status as well as the unit status. We need to set here the conditions. Maybe unit related conditions need to also provide here ud dot status, and we need to set here the not equal to 2 like this. Set here the conditions and to apply here, and we need to check this here the this length 0 and more than 0 value means here the found this here the details. If here the not more than 0 means here the not found this item related informations. That's why I need to returning this here the response false status, and to set this here the 0, and we need to set this here the message, and we need to set this here the items invalid, item not found. Like this we need to set here the data. Now we need to returning this here the response, and to if here the valid all things, and to give this here the returning this here the item founds, and to set here the payload like here, and we need to give this here the result, and to give this here the first value need to set here. Now need to set this here the nutrition details also. Need to set here the nutritions details also. Need to given this here the nutritions list. Add here is equal to, need to set here the result one columns, and another. So need to give this here the price list, and we need to set here the price list here, and we need to give this here the 2. Like, so need to complete this here the item details API. Need to done here. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.